when I am looking at your nose. Yes, it looks very red, very fiery and irritated, especially by your uvula. Mucus buildup. Is your nose producing enough mucus? Is it stopped up with mucus? Looking at your uvula. Okay, just say, ah. I just want to see how your uvula shakes. Good, and hold that for 3, for 2. Hello there. I hear that you believe you're coming down with a bit of strep throat. Could you tell me about that? And for about how long have you been experiencing this? And on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say you would rate the level of pain? Okay. And have you tried taking anything for it that I should be aware of? Any painkillers, liquid medicine, just water? Okay. Alright, what we're going to do is we are going to look you over and we're just going to see what's going on with your systems, okay? I'm just going to start by taking a look at your nose. Okay, so here I have my handy dandy otoscope, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by taking a look at your nose and seeing if I can see any issues in your nose, okay? Great. So what I would like you to do for me is please just tilt your head up just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to look in your nose. I'm going to take my opposite hand and I'm going to place it gently on your nose, just like that. Now I'm going to take my otoscope and I'm just going to take a look to see what I see. And when I am looking at your nose, I am looking for a few things. The first thing I'm looking for is redness, and I'm looking at your right nostril. And as I am taking a good look inside your nose, I am not seeing any redness, which is good. Okay, I'm going to look in your left nostril now. As I am looking in your left nostril, I am looking for redness, irritation, the walls looking not how they're supposed to. Good, and I see none of that. So, I'm going to continue looking in your nose. And the next thing I'm going to look for is the state of the mucosa. So I'm going to look for how watery it is on the inside of there, if you're producing what you would call snot, but mucus and things like that, and maybe boogers or something like that, to see if your nose is stopped up somewhere, okay? So, let us begin. I'm putting my hand on your nose, bringing my otoscope to my face, and I am taking a look inside your right nostril. Once again, looking at the mucosa, looking for the state. Does it look bruised? Does it look battered? No, it does not. And now I am looking for mucus buildup. Is your nose producing enough mucus? Is it stopped up with mucus? Is there bleeding? Okay. That looked okay for now. It is quite a bit of mucus in there. So let's take a look at your other nostril. Here I go again. Looking for buildup in your mucosa. Checking for bleeding around the internal structures. Looking for deviation like a deviated septum. Checking for redness again. For snot buildup, mucus anywhere. And making sure the internal structures and the state of your nose is looking okay. Alright, so same with that one. A little bit farther back, I can see a bit of redness, and yes, I see some mucus build up, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look inside of your mouth. And what I would like you to do for me is I would like you to open your mouth nice and wide, okay? As wide as you can open it. Just like that. So first things first, I'm just going to look inside your mouth, look at your throat, see the redness, see if it looks like it's in pain and things like that, okay? Okay. Alright. Say ah, you can tilt your head slightly up. Great. Good, and I'm coming in. And I am just looking at the state of your mouth. And it is quite red all over. I do see a bit of cobblestoning in the back. I am seeing a bit of post-nasal drip. Yes, it looks very red, very fiery and irritated, especially by your uvula. I'm just going to look a bit closer. I'm just going to look at your tongue. Can you stick your tongue out for me? Okay, you have some white buildup on your tongue. And your taste buds look very visible. Did you perhaps drink something hot recently? Okay. And can you lift your tongue up for me? Good. And now I am looking at the structure of your under palate here, looking at the connections, the duct where you build saliva. That does look swollen, yeah. Okay, you can put your tongue down. So, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to start exploring the structures of the inside of your mouth a bit more, okay? So, this is my tongue depressor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in your mouth, and I'm just going to open up your cheeks, look around in there, look around your tongue again. I'm going to test your gag reflex, and I'm also going to inspect your uvula, okay? Great. So, say ah for me. Good. And let's start by looking at your uvula. Okay, just say ah. I just want to see how your uvula shakes. Good, and hold that for 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Your uvula looks okay. It looks like the gumming part around it does look a bit red. Okay, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna open up your cheek so I can look at your gums. Okay, that looks okay. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna open up this cheek and I'm gonna look at your gums there. Okay. Okay. And I'm just gonna open up your front gums at the bottom. Okay. And at the top. Okay. I'm just gonna look at your tongue again. Okay. Lift it up for me and the structures at the bottom. Okay, and I'm gonna tap on your teeth. Tap, 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 tap. Pain. Okay. Tap, 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 tap. Pain. Okay. Tap, 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 tap. Pain. No. Okay. Tap, 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 tap. 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 Okay. And finally, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test your gag reflex. So I'm going to stick this deep in your throat, okay? And you tell me how painful it is, okay? And there we go. How painful was that? Really painful? Okay. So, it does look like you have a case of strep throat, okay? Yes. It seems to be mild, like you caught it in the early stages. Great on you for coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics and some other oral medication to help fight off the infection and some things to keep your throat nice and soothed so you don't feel pain, okay? Great. Alright. I will see you next time. Bye.